Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So I would like you guys to download this first chapter called Exploring Documents. It has 22 pages and I scanned all of them in for you to use. And we are just going to work through all of the skills, mostly doing practicals, and you won't have to do any summaries, but for tests you'll see these green boxes that have keywords in them, and these words appear in the paragraphs explaining each section like this. And let's say you don't know what a text is, then the words that you type into a document. So it's just good to know that you have to know what these mean. So if you see that word, you should be able to know what definition fits with that one. So just a quick tip on that. And yeah, let's just work through the skills. So we're gonna add, change and move text in a document. And when we say document, you have to go to Microsoft Word. So you open Word, and when you open it, they would usually give you this page, and then you just say blank document. So if you say blank document, you'll be left open with a blank document. Okay, so when you open a document, you need to look for the flashing cursor. Okay, that over there, that's the flashing cursor. This will show you where the text will appear when you start typing. To type text into a document, you use the keys on the keyboard. Each time you press a letter, number or symbol on the keyboard, it will appear in the document. So I can press numbers, I can press letters, and I can also press symbols. If you keep shift in your keyboard, you'll see on the numbers at the top, you'll see there are these symbols. So if you say shift, you get the symbol next to the number. Okay, so then yeah. Okay, that was adding text. Then they say changing text. If you decide that you want to change the text that you have typed, you can do this in 3 ways. You can use the backspace key to delete individual letters. So cheese, let's say I added an extra E, then you just find the backspace button. It usually looks like this. Sometimes it doesn't say backspace, but if yours says backspace, it's that one. Otherwise, just look for an arrow that goes all the way to the left in a straight line, and then you just take that extra E away. So this is nice if you make a spelling error or make something, let's say I said cheese, then I'm just using my arrows on my keyboard now to go where the cursor is. You can also just use your mouse and take that away like that, but I prefer to use my keyboard as often as possible. And yeah, so that's the backspace option. And then you can select a whole word by putting the mouse pointer on the word. Okay, so you put it on the word, and then double clicking the left mouse button. So if you double click it, you'll see that whole word is highlighted. And then when you press the backspace key, the whole word is deleted. Okay, so instead of pressing that so many times, you can just say select the whole word and backspace. Then they say you can select a whole word or sentence by clicking and holding the left mouse button, and then moving the cursor over the text you want to delete. Okay, so if I didn't want to double click, you can also just drag, maybe let's say I just wanted the CH there, and I just delete that part there, and you press backspace. So backspace is quite important if you want to correct any mistakes. Then they say moving text. When you have selected some text, you can also move it if it's in the wrong place. You can move the text by placing the cursor in the middle of the selected text, clicking, holding down the left mouse button, and then dragging the cursor to where you want the text to be put. Okay, so cheese is the best truly in the world. Okay, so let's say I wanted to change this sentence so it makes more sense. So I highlight this whole word, and while keeping in my left mouse button clicked in, you'll see that there's this rectangle there, and that means that I've selected the word and it's being dragged wherever I'm gonna lift up my mouse. So I can say cheese is truly the best. Oh, and there's a double the. is truly the best in the world. So you saw how I just moved that around. Like if I put it back to where it was, best in truly the world, does make sense. So you just drag it where it needs to be. Then you can also move text by using the cut and paste options. If you select the text you want to move, click the right button on the mouse, you will see a menu where you can select cut in the drop down menu. If you then move the cursor to the place you want to put the text and click the right mouse button again, you can select paste option in the drop down menu to put text in the new place in the document. Okay, so let's say I wanted to move this to there. So you say right click, you say cut, and then I want to put it there. So then I'm just going to say paste. I'm just going to say keep text only. And you'll see the nice thing about Microsoft Word is you can actually, while selecting this word, you can actually just go to the top left under the home ribbon over here. You'll see there's cut and there's paste. So it's also nice having these over here. And yeah, that was that part. And now we can do the activity. So I would like you to try and do the activity and just what do you call it? Just compare it with mine, or you can follow along with my video. So activity 1.1. So they say open the document holidaymemories.docx that your teacher will give you. Add the following text to the end of the document. So we just need to add that at the end of the document. So you will, when you download your PDF with this PDF, I would suggest make a folder that's just for ICT things. Mine is in my documents under 2023, and then I just made an ICT starters file. And how you do that, you just right click, you say new, and then you say folder, and then you can rename whatever you want it to be. Okay, so having order in your files is just easier to upload and find things. So for this activity we're gonna use, so it's under documents, and then they said holidaymemories.docx. holidaymemories.docx. So I will upload this for you on Google Classroom. So for now, let's just say activity one. Let's just call this skill 1. I just want a copy of this, otherwise I change yours. And so we just open it and we say okay. Oh, I should have said editing. Just go out here. If you also have this, just make sure to say enable editing, otherwise you can't edit anything on this file. So they said the instruction was add the following text to the end of the document. Okay, so we're just going to add that. Now what I would suggest, while keeping in the left mouse button clicked in, go to the top of the screen. You'll see I'll be able to drag around this window. If you take it all the way to the left, at a stage you'll see it snaps. There it snaps. So it snaps in exactly half of the screen. You leave your mouse, and now we have this textbook on this side, and on the Word document, same thing at the very top. Just don't click inside of that search bar. If yours doesn't have one, that's fine. Just click on that bar over there, and then you'll see if I make this one snap to the right, then we're supposed to type here. To zoom in and out on a document, if you keep control in your keyboard and you scroll with the wheel, the mouse wheel, then you can zoom in and out. So just so that you know the shortcuts that I'm using. And here we have the activity. So all we have to do is we just need to retype what they told us to type. And Sunny. We played in the sea and built sand castles. Okay, let's see if I made any mistakes. If you did make a mistake, just want to keep it that there. You'll see that Microsoft Word underlines the word for you, that they're like, okay, this doesn't make sense. So if you left click on it, it gives you some options of what you're actually supposed to write. So you say, okay, I know I'm in C, so I'm just gonna replace my CR with C. And now we've done activity 1.1. Okay, so what you do, you say save as. Okay, first of all, go to File, Save As, and you'll go to the Browse option. And then inside of Skill 1, we're just going to call this Activity 1.1. And something that's very important is I mark everything on Google Classroom on PDFs. So you'll see here, Save As Type. You're going to save this as a PDF. So you just click on that drop down and you just say save as type, and then we say save. Okay, so mine automatically opens, so now it's a PDF, and this is easier for me to mark on, because otherwise I have to download and then open your files. If it's PDF, Google Classroom just allows me to mark on top of that, so just remember that. And next one is activity 2. The following sentence is in the wrong place. When we arrived, we had some tasty food at the restaurant in the hotel. Move this sentence to the beginning of the document. Okay, so when we arrived, we had some tasty food at the restaurant in the hotel. Okay, so our sentence is a bit different, but it's the same sentence that we have there. And they just said, move this to the beginning of the document, okay? So you can either move this whole sentence like this, or you can say cut, paste it there, or you can do the normal paste, paste, and you'll see it's underlined there, so you just need to put in a space so it makes sense there. And this was activity 1.2. So what you're going to do now, you say File, Save As, Browse. This time we're going to call it activity 1.2. And again, just remember, it should be a PDF. That's it. So we have that. Now activity 3, the following sentence is incorrect. The hotel was called the Beach Hotel. Change the name of the hotel to the Sun and Sea Hotel. So I know some of you might be lazy readers, and in this subject it's best to actually use the tools that we have. So sometimes you have a really big document to work with, and we have to find the Beach Hotel. So if you press Control F on your keyboard, so while keeping in Control, you press the letter F, you'll see now there's something called navigation. It depends on which version of Windows you have, but all of them should just pop up something like this, and we need to find the word the Beach Hotel. The Beach Hotel. And then the computer just looks for every single part that looks like that in your document, and it highlights for you. So now I can easily find that there. But this is not too much to read, so it's easy to spot, so you can also just read and change it. So we need to change it to the Sun and Sea Hotel. Okay, so it's underlined, but they're saying double check capitalization here, and then they wanted to make a small one, but since the instructions told us we have to do it exactly like this, then we keep it like that. They didn't say we have to change anything else, and you'll see it's not red, so it's not a misspelling or entirely incorrect part there. Oh, I also see that this has to be a capital S, S and C Hotel. Okay, perfect. Oh, and now the also changed. Okay, perfect. The Sun and Sea Hotel. So they realized that's the name of the thing. So that was my bad. Okay, so that was activity 1.3, and now you just say File, Save As, Browse, Okay, since we're already in this file, we can just start adding in the activities activity. I'm just going to copy that. Just going to change that to activity 1.3, and very important, make sure it's a PDF. Okay, there are the other two that we just saved, and now we have activity 1.3. Now they say save the document and print a copy of it. And then, do you think Holiday Memories is a good file name for the document, and why? Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one for you guys. I'll answer that from there. But this is important. Save the document and print a copy of it. Okay, so we have been saving this as PDFs the whole time, but this time they tell us to print a copy of it. Now, you are not going to actually print on your printer. This is my printer here at home. It's currently switched off. But I want you to, every time they say print something, you need to go here to the printer, and then you say Microsoft Print to PDF. So it's going to print this whole document as a PDF, and then you say print. So instead of actual paper printing out, you just say print to PDF. So let me just go 2023, and this was under skill 1. So I go to skill 1, and then this is activity 1.4. Okay. So now we're done with the first skill, and I'm just going to close this. I don't want to save it on my computer, but you can save it on yours. I just don't want to change anything when I upload this to your Google Classroom. So what I'm going to show you now, so currently we have all of these activities under skill 1. So now what you want to do, you're going to go up to Google Classroom. Let me just sign in. I'll just blur this part of the video because I don't want you guys to see the emails of my students. You go to your classroom, and then you will just upload your, so yeah, you go to Google Classroom, and then you just upload all of these files on that assignment. And that's what I'm going to mark. So I hope this video helped, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.